Tom, thanks so much for joining us.
Keith, thanks for having me.
I'm excited to talk to you because we're going to talk about Recorded Future, which is a rapidly growing company in the world of cybersecurity. And there's so much going on in this industry. So let's talk about the company. I'd love to hear the founding story and everything that the company does.
Yeah, Recorded Future is unique in that it was really founded on a treadmill. So Christopher Alberg, who's the founder, founded a company called Spotfire. And Spotfire was one of the pioneers of business intelligence, where you could visualize the kind of data that would normally live in a database or in a spreadsheet. So he built this tool that was a really great way to visualize lots of data. And while he's on the treadmill, apparently, as the story goes, he was thinking, well, what about unstructured data, all the kind of data that doesn't fit nicely into a spreadsheet or into a database? Effectively, that's the kind of data that lives on the internet. How do I imagine what we could do if we could understand all of this unstructured information that lives all across the internet, and then understand it kind of in the same way you could understand the structured data in a business intelligence tool? So he comes up with this idea, runs off the treadmill, runs into his kitchen, writes it down on a notebook, calls up a patent attorney, and ultimately builds the IP that drove the formation of Recorded Future's products.
Yeah, that's such a cool story because I just love the treadmill part because I just know when I'm running, I totally just have a clear head. And that's when I start thinking about things and just ideas come to fruition during that time. And I wonder how many companies have been started in that capacity of somebody being on a treadmill or just running. So it's interesting.
Yeah, I do a lot of treadmill running and have never come up with that brilliant of an idea. So.
Well, let's talk about the company and what it does today.
Yeah, the simple TLDR is that we're like the Bloomberg of cyber. If you're a trader, you'd be crazy not to be using a Bloomberg terminal. And we think if you're in the cyber and security business, you'd be crazy not to use Recorded Future in the same way. The basic shift that's happened in this industry is that for the first 30 years of network computing, when computers were connected to each other, there are really well understood ways to secure them. You had routers, you had firewalls, you had antivirus software. But over the past 10 years or so, as we've seen the shift to digital transformation, and maybe most importantly with COVID, we saw this happen nearly overnight, right? The sort of legacy models for securing organization just went away, because now the threat surface, which used to be in your data center and in your network, is now literally spread over the entire internet. So those old approaches to security just didn't work when you have everything in the cloud and everything in connected. And criminals and nation states have seen this opportunity. And you've seen in the news recently, ransomware. It's been in the news literally every day. From back in May, we saw the Colonial Pipeline attack, to even yesterday, we saw a pretty significant ransomware attack on the Iowa grain cooperative, affecting the pipeline of corn, right? It's crazy. So with this just mass proliferation of adversaries out there trying to either steal or destroy, there needs to be a new approach. And we think in that new approach that you need to use intelligence as the only way that you can act at the speed of the adversary. And that's what we provide. Our clients are able to minimize risk from cyber and physical threats by applying intelligence.
So who are the typical customers? Is it, immediately, Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 companies, and how are they using the platform, continuously?
Yeah, we have a lot of customers. We have a lot of some of the largest companies in the world, down to much smaller organizations. Unfortunately, think of the Iowa Grain Cooperative example. That you can be a much smaller organization and still be at threat to an adversary. So while, we have a lot of customers who are classic Fortune 100, we've got school systems, we've got local cities, we've got small organizations as small as 50 million or so in revenue using us. So the sort of, most people look at Recorded Future and say, oh, they must sell to huge organizations. And that's true, but it's not just that. We sell to the Fortune 10 and some of the, I think more than 100 governments around the world, all the way down to much smaller organizations who are all out there trying to mitigate that cyber and physical risk that they're experiencing.
So how does it work as far as that intelligence? If I'm a small to mid-sized company, I'm taking Recorded Futures platform and the intelligence, like how would I apply that to secure my business overall?
Yeah, so we've got a customer who runs one of the most iconic brands of all time. I don't know if I can say their name or not, so I won't. But they're a small organization, but their brand is well known, and they're scared to death of adversaries trying to capitalize on their brand. So what they use Recorded Future for is to monitor organizations trying to create fake domains based off of their brand name and sell fake versions of their product. So with Recorded Future, they're able to monitor for adversaries who are creating fake domain names using their brand, identify those, get those taken down. And that for them is a way for them to protect what's their biggest single asset as an organization, which is their brand. So we see all sorts of examples like that. Some of our customers use us to look for leaked employee credentials. So your credentials for your company are being sold on some underground forum somewhere. Our customers use us to better respond to incidents. So let's say they are being targeted by an adversary. They can use Recorded Future to be able to better respond to that incident with more confidence. Our customers patch their applications more effectively using Recorded Future intelligence. We sort of look at an intelligence as something that can impact positively every security workflow across your organization. It's something that just makes everything you do work better.
And what Recorded Future is doing, it's very complex. Like to make this platform happen is, takes a lot. So what's the current size of the company in terms of employees?
Yeah, we're at about 675 employees right now. We expect to end the year at around 750. It's a lot of hiring to do in the next 4 months. And then next year, we're planning on adding another 30% or so. So, we're a large organization and getting bigger quickly.
And as far as that hiring is concerned, is it across all functional areas?
Indeed, it's across the entire company.
So once someone does join the team, like what's it like working there? What's the day-to-day culture like?
Yeah, we hire in an interesting way. We're all big fans of Danny Meyer. You know Danny Meyer at all? He's the guy who founded Union Square Hospitality Group. He's maybe best known for being the Shake Shack founder.
Exactly. Yep.
And Danny's great. He wrote a book called Setting the Table. And in this book, they talk about how they hire for sort of cultural fit based on what they call a hospitality quotient. Like, yes, you need to know the basic mechanics of, let's say, being a server to work at one of Danny's restaurants, but they rate 51% of your score based on their cultural traits. And so in their case, it's optimism, warmth, empathy. So 51% of their weighting is based on your hospitality quotient, 49% is based on your skills. Our approach is to hire the same way. We sort of look at the 51%, are you a cultural fit for our values? 49%, do we think you can do the job? And the specific things that we look for and our attributes of our culture are, we've got high standards. We're building an incredible business. We've got lofty aspirations to be the world's intelligence platform. And to become that, we need to hire great people. And we've done an unbelievable job of that. It's one of those where every time I'm in a meeting and I look around, I'm very obviously the dumbest person in the room. So I always feel good about that. We hire for inclusion. So we are really deliberate about making sure that we are diversifying the team and building the most diverse set of colleagues. And we also try to act ethically. So those are things that we hire for in our 51% rule. We want to make sure that the people we hire represent that. And also they do have to have the skills too.
So the job market out there is very competitive. You're hiring a lot. Lots of companies are hiring in the tech industry, which is a good thing. But like, why is now the ideal time to join Recorded Future?
I mean, I think it's if you look just at what's in the news on the front page of every major media publication, it's something related to cybersecurity. And I think that we have a mission here to be the world's intelligence platform because we really think that we can help our customers defend themselves against criminals and nation states with bad intentions. And as a part of our mission, people here are incredibly passionate about defending our clients and playing a role in that defense and an active role in that defense. So this is the place to be. Not only are we an incredibly successful organization, not only are we growing fast, not only are we sitting at the center of something that's just incredibly important right now with cybersecurity and giving our clients the ability to better protect themselves against these risks, but we have this bigger mission of being, sort of the intelligence agent, the intelligence platform for the free world. We really believe that intelligence is the key to defending against adversaries. And we think that our data and our intelligence can help our clients do that.
Well, if you are interested in exploring opportunities at Recorded Future, you need to go to their company page on VentureFizz, which has all their job listings. And as Tom mentioned, they're hiring across the board. So go to venturefizz.com/recorded future, and you'll see all their listings there. Tom, thanks so much for bringing us up to speed on all the great things happening at the company.
Yeah, thanks, Keith. Thanks for having me.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. At VentureFizz, our mission is to share the stories of companies, their people, and culture. So if you're interested in more interviews with founders and executives in the tech industry, make sure you click on the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching.